Hello there everyone, and welcome to the first installment of my new review series called Jackie's Deep Dive. Today is a special day because today, June 23rd, 2021, is Sonic the Hedgehog's 30th birthday. So naturally, to celebrate this milestone, we're going to be starting off my previously announced dual marathon. So to celebrate Sonic's big 3-0, let's take a look at the game that started it all, Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. First off, the formalities. In the late 80s, Nintendo dominated the video game market with the NES and their flagship franchise, Super Mario Bros. In 1989, another video game company by the name of Sega released their newest system, the Mega Drive, known as the Genesis in North America. While the NES was an 8-bit system, the Genesis was more powerful, being a 16-bit system. So, naturally, their slogan for it was, Genesis does what Nintendo don't. But that didn't do shit for sales. The NES continued to dominate. If they were to compete with Nintendo, they needed a mascot, one popular enough to rival Mario. They went through numerous designs, such as a fat man in his pajamas inspired by US President Teddy Roosevelt. They also experimented with a rabbit known as Feel the Rabbit, and the implications of that name are enough to get PETA on my ass. Eventually, they settled on two designs, an armadillo and a hedgehog. They ended up going with the hedgehog. The armadillo was later used for Mighty the Armadillo, but one step at a time here. He's blue to match the Sega logo, his shoes inspired by both Michael Jackson and Santa Claus, and no, I'm not joking. His fear of water coming from the creator, Yuji Naka, having an idiot moment thinking hedgehogs couldn't swim when they can. His name is Mr. Needle Mouse. But they later renamed him to Sonic the Hedgehog. But of course, every hero needs a villain. They ended up redesigning the Teddy Roosevelt Fat Man character into the villain, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. And then, on June 23rd, 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog was released to the world. Okay, so now that we have the history of the game out of the way, let's get to the game itself. The story for this game is actually pretty simple. Robotnik is kidnapping innocent woodland critters to power robots in order to take over the world, and Sonic goes to stop him, along the way collecting these little gems called Chaos Emeralds. Sonic, of course, has a selection of moves at his disposal. While at a standstill, you can look up to see what's above you, or down to see what's below you. If you press the down button while moving, he'll roll into a ball, allowing you to hit enemies or smash through select walls. If you press A, B, or C at any time, he'll jump. While he's in the air like this, you can hit any enemy as long as they don't have spikes on them. Of course, there are also hazards. Aside from the enemies, there are also spikes placed periodically throughout the levels. There are also rings scattered throughout the levels. These are essentially your health. If Sonic takes damage while he has rings, they'll scatter off, giving you a few seconds to gather them up again before they disappear. Sonic also has a few seconds of invincibility frames after getting hit, so you don't instantly die. Unless you land on spikes, in which case they'll ignore your invincibility frames and kill you. There are also these little TV monitors placed throughout the levels, and you'll get a different item depending on what's on them. The ring icon gives you 10 rings, the sparkles give you invincibility for a short time, kind of like Mario's star, the shoes speed you up for a short time, the Sonic head gives you an extra life, the blue ball gives you a shield, meaning you can take a hit without losing your rings, and finally, the Robotnik one will damage you, so avoid it at all costs. You finish the level by spinning this signpost, or if it's the third act, you destroy an animal capsule, freeing the trapped animals inside. If you reach the end of the level with 50 rings or more, a giant ring will appear. Jump in it, and it will transport you to the Special Zone. The Special Zones are where you collect the Chaos Emeralds, but Jesus Christ, these give me a fucking headache. The map is constantly moving, and you gotta navigate to where the emerald is while watching out for the red gold spheres, as they'll transport you out of the zone without the emerald. Yeah, just avoid going into these. You don't really get anything for collecting all the Chaos Emeralds aside from a slightly different ending. The only perk is, if you collect 50 rings inside the Special Zone, you get a continue. If you get a game over, a continue will allow you to continue from the zone you died in, because for some reason this game doesn't have a save system. Yes, if you get a game over and you don't have any continues, you have to start over from the beginning of the game. Imagine you're on the final boss and you get a game over, which isn't hard because you have to do it with no rings, so one hit and you're dead. you have to play the entire game all over again. But luckily there is a workaround. If you press up, down, left, right on the title screen and then hold A and start, you'll get a level select allowing you to start from any level. Now, this may seem like a lot, but really you'll get the hang of it in no time. Now on to the rest of the game. The game is broken up into 6 different levels called zones, and each zone is broken up into 3 acts. The first level is Green Hill Zone, a level that is so overused nowadays that I've grown a strong distaste for it. No joke, pretty much every single Sonic game nowadays has Green Hill or some variation of it. Anyways, it's a grassy field filled with loops, tubes, slopes, everything to help the player get adjusted to the controls. The second level is Marble Zone. It's essentially Green Hill, but the checkerboard dirt is replaced with marble, and the water is replaced with lava. And unlike Green Hill, which is very fast-paced, Marble is a slow level filled with block puzzles. Yeah, this level can get tedious after a little while, but it's still pretty fun. The third level is Spring Yard Zone, a dystopian city filled with bumpers and slow-moving blocks. Aside from those, it's probably my second favorite level in the whole game. It's a lot faster paced than Marble. The fourth level is Labyrinth Zone, and oh my Jesus, this level is fucking unbearable! Remember how I said Sonic can't swim? Well, this entire level is water! You move super slow, there are tons of traps you can't even see coming, and to top it off, you can't stay underwater for too long or else you'll drown. There are air bubbles that can help you breathe, but I swear, they spawn whenever they want to, so collecting them can be a chore. This level is not fun, and if you're not the best at this game, prepare to see this screen over and over again. The fifth level is Starlight Zone, my favorite level in the entire game. It's a peaceful city at night, there are tons of slopes and loops to help you get your speed up, and there are very few enemies. It's very peaceful. The sixth and final level of this game is Scrap Brain Zone. So you know how Starlight was very peaceful? Well, in this level, everything wants you dead. Everything. Spikes, electricity, fire, platforms, enemies, maces, saws. It's not a fun time. But I mean, at least it's not as bad as Labyrinth Zone, and oh, come on! Yep, Scrap Brain Zone Act 3 is Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Now, luckily, if you know where you're going, this level will be quick, but it's just adding salt to the wound at this point. At the end of each level's third act, there's a boss. Unlike in Mario, where you only have to hit bosses 3 times, in this game you have to hit them 8 times. Green Hill's boss has Robotnik swinging a wrecking ball at you while 2 platforms float in the sky, allowing you to hit him. Marble's boss has Robotnik shooting fire onto the platforms, making you jump to the other one while trying to hit him. Spring Yard's boss has Robotnik destroying the platform you're on by picking blocks up with a single spike. Just a single spike. Labyrinth doesn't really have a boss. You just chase Robotnik up a shaft filled with spears and flame-shooting lion heads that's filling up with water. You don't even have to hit him. Once you get to the top, he flies away and you just progress to the animal capsule. Starlight's boss has Robotnik dropping spikes on you while you hurl them back up at him with the seesaws. Or you use the seesaws to bounce you up to hit him yourself. Lastly, there's Final Zone, which is essentially just Scrap Brain's boss act. Here, Robotnik tries to crush you with pistons while shooting sparks of electricity at you. And as I mentioned earlier, you have no rings. Once you beat the boss, you destroy Robotnik's Eggmobile one final time, Sonic runs back to Green Hill, and roll credits. So overall, this game is pretty decent, but hold on, there's more. In 2006, Dimps, known for the Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush games at this time, created a port of Sonic 1 for the Game Boy Advance. Huh. Well, that seems interesting. Well, let's see how it plays. Oh, God. Oh, God! What the fuck happened? This is the best they could do? This game runs like ass! The game lags like crazy, the music is off. Everything's too big! What the hell happened here? Well, I'll give you all the explanation you need. It's a 2006 GBA title. The DS was already out at this point, and there was also a Sonic game available for it. This was most likely made for a quick buck and really has no reason to exist. But we're not done with the GBA just yet. In 2007, a man by the name of Simon Tomley, known online as Stealth, created his own port of Sonic 1 for the GBA, showing that Sonic 1 could run properly on it if Sega and Dims had actually put some effort into it. Of course, everything is still super big, but why is that? Well, you see, the Genesis's native resolution is 320 by 240, but most games on it, including Sonic, run at 320 by 224, meaning that on the screen at any time, there are 320 pixels horizontally and 224 pixels vertically. The GBA's native resolution is 240 by 160, meaning there are 240 pixels horizontally and 160 pixels vertically. Here's a comparison. The entire image is in the Genesis's resolution, and the green part is the GBA's resolution. However, all the sprites in the game stayed the same size, so of course everything's gonna look bigger by comparison. Over the years, Sonic 1 has received a number of ports for pretty much every system under the sun. The DS, the 3DS, the PS2, the PS3, the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, the GameCube, the Wii, the Switch, PC, and even mobile phones. However, the mobile phone version is a bit different. You see, in 2009, a man by the name Christian Whitehead, known online as the Taxman, was hired by Sega to make a remastered port of Sonic CD using his own custom game engine, the Retro Engine. I'll go more into detail about that later on, but suffice to say, the port did really well, so Whitehead, along with Simon Tomley, went on to make remastered ports of both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. The port adds a bunch of new features, such as upgrading to widescreen, better control, the spin dash from Sonic 2, and it even adds in the ability to play as Tails and Knuckles. It also adds the elemental shields, but I'll save those for my Sonic 3 review. Suffice to say, this is without a doubt the definitive way to play Sonic 1. So overall, what's my final opinion? Well, I'ma be real with you. Sonic 1 isn't my favorite. While yes, it is fun to play it sometimes, there are elements that I don't enjoy that I think later games did much better. Of course, it's the first game, and no one's gonna get something right on their first try, but I stand by my opinion. Overall, I give the original game a 5 out of 10. It was the first game and set the groundwork for years to come, but it has aged poorly in a few areas. The GBA version, 0 out of 10, no questions asked. The 2013 mobile version, I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Definitely the definitive way to play it. So with those 3 scores in mind, overall Sonic 1 averages to a 4 out of 10. I should mention that without the GBA version, it would average to a 6 out of 10, but the GBA version exists, and I have to include it. Regardless of my opinion, though, Sonic 1 was a smash hit. For the first time, Mario, and more specifically Nintendo, had competition. Someone else was hitting record sales. Someone else was the cool guy. And this would spark the rivalry that would last for years to come. Well, that does it for my review. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and once again, a happy birthday to Sonic. Can't believe the series has lasted for 30 years now. But anyways, next time, we'll be taking a look at the second game in the series, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. With that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.